Hello and welcome to New Mexico Rising. My name is Mandy, and here on this show, every week we interview some awesome people from around the country to bring you lifestyle tips, tricks, and more. And this week we have this.
Here's the best part about this suite. The refrigerator comes fully stocked with Pillsbury baking products.
All that and more on New Mexico Rising.
Do you still have money sitting in your FSA or HSA account? If so, you're not alone. A lot of it goes unused, and that means we're missing out on simple ways to take better care of our eyes. Here to help us make sense of it all is Dr. Leukenga, an optometrist with great advice for getting the most from our vision benefits. Welcome, Dr. Leukenga.
Thank you.
Can you explain the difference between an HSA and FSA, and why do so many people forget to use their funds before they expire?
HSA and FSA accounts are medical savings accounts where usually your pre-tax dollars are taken directly out of your paycheck and put into these accounts for you to use towards medical expenses. The main difference between the two is that FSA accounts have a use it or lose it provision, which means if you don't use your benefits by the end of the year, they expire, they forfeit. And a lot of people leave these benefits unused simply because they forget that they're even there, or they don't know how they're able to spend these benefits.
And I didn't know that we could use these accounts for contact lenses. Can you explain how that works?
Absolutely. A lot of people think that they can only use it for other medical expenses, but you're able to go to your eye doctor and pay for an eye examination as well as a contact lens fitting, as well as all of your contact lenses you might need for next year, and even solutions if necessary, and use your HSA and FSA accounts. You can combine this with your regular eye insurance. You can also combine it with manufacturer's rebates. There's a lot of ways that you're able to save and optimize the use of these FSA funds without losing them.
And if someone spends a lot of time looking at their screens, what should they think about when choosing contact lenses that stay comfortable all day?
Yeah, comfort and dryness in contact lenses is a major problem. Fortunately, Alcon has developed a portfolio of contact lenses that they refer to as their Water Innovations lenses. And these things are truly remarkable, providing lasting all-day comfort for people, even those that are on a screen all day long. And clear, comfortable vision is necessary for us to just navigate everyday life. And being able to do that comfortably is critical. And with Water Innovation contacts, they're way different than anything most people have experienced. And we have solutions that are available for people that wear daily lenses or weekly lenses or even monthly lenses, as well as those with astigmatism and those wearing bifocal glasses.
And why is it so important to prioritize vision care when deciding how to use those HSA or FSA dollars?
Well, vision care is critical, and contact lenses are a necessity for a lot of Americans. So being able to receive the clear, comfortable vision that you deserve, as well as getting your routine examinations, is really key to maintaining good eye health, but also good general health because of the different medical problems that can be detected on an eye examination. So that's why I'm here, is to help educate patients and all your viewers about how they can use their HSA and FSA accounts to pay for these critically necessary appointments, and as well as the contact lenses that they may need.
Where can people find more information and resources to help them make the most from their benefits?
To learn more about Alcon's Water Innovation contact lenses, as well as how to use their HSA and FSA accounts, go to wrappedincomfort.net, and you'll be able to find out more about these things.
Dr. Leukenga, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Menopause is a natural stage of life, but for many women, it can bring big changes, both physically and emotionally. The good news is that care and support for women going through this stage are improving. Joining us is Dr. Jessica Shepard, Chief Medical Officer at HERS and a board-certified OBGYN, to share what modern menopause care looks like today. Welcome, Dr. Shepard.
Thank you so much for having me.
Many women say they weren't really prepared for menopause. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, there's so many reasons. You had mentioned earlier that it's a natural course of what women go through, which is exactly that. But even in that, there's a lot of chaos that comes with understanding the symptoms. They're waxing and waning. They are here nor there. And I think that when we think of the healthcare system, it's rather outdated and impersonal, and women really do feel dismissed when they go to talk to their doctor often, especially when we talk about perimenopause and menopause. So there's a lot that changes and a lot that are going on with women at that same time. And so also there's a stigma attached in, there's something going on, but who do I really talk to?
What are some of the main symptoms women might notice, and how can they affect daily routines?
Yeah, daily routines are impacted because imagine going through your day and you're having a hot flash or a night sweat or trying to sleep at night and you have sleep disturbances, or you're trying to remember anything throughout the day and you have brain fog. So these are all the things that impact us from a symptom, but then how it impacts our daily life is really where we want to make sure that women understand how valuable it is that they're able to function on a day-to-day basis.
And what are a few simple steps women can take to start feeling better through this transition?
Yeah, this transition, like I named those symptoms, have a lot to do with the hormonal shifts that are going on during this time frame, which can last anywhere from 3 years to 10 years. Average age of menopause is 52, but every day we should try to incorporate small little steps in our routine that's going to help, such as eating more protein, incorporating that for muscle mass, or doing resistance training and weight training, which is going to help with our bone mineral density because our bone starts to decrease as far as integrity and strength. And then also for hormones, we talked about this fluctuation of estrogen and progesterone. So hormone therapy really is one of the best ways to get benefit for overall health, but also alleviating symptoms.
How is hers helping women manage menopause in a new way?
Yeah, hers really is devoted and dedicated to things that women have that they need and that are situations in their life when we look at maybe hair loss or weight gain. And now with menopause and perimenopause, we're really impacting women where they need that support for hormone therapy as they go through this time frame, building specific plans for them and treatments, looking at estrogen and progesterone and tailoring kind of a hormone treatment that's going to help for them based on their health history and personal preferences.
And where can people go for more information or to find support?
Absolutely. They can go to forhers.com/menopause, or even easier, download the Hers app to learn more.
Dr. Shepard, thanks so much for joining us today.
All right. Thank you.
During Medicare's annual enrollment period, millions of people who qualify for both Medicare and Medicaid could be missing out on valuable benefits, from dental and vision care to grocery and utility support. To help explain what's available and how to take advantage, we're joined by Marian Cabanillas from United Healthcare Community Plan. Welcome, Marian.
It's a pleasure to be here today, Abby.
What exactly is a dual special needs plan, and who's eligible to enroll?
Yes, so dual special needs plans, which are also known as DSNPs, are really for folks that have both Medicare and Medicaid. So if your loved one has both Medicare and Medicaid, you could qualify for one of these DSNP plans. And these folks really help support people who may have additional needs because of their income, because of a disability, or just because of their health needs. And for many of the people who qualify, these plans could actually have no additional cost. But Abby, here's the kicker. Nearly half of the people who qualify don't sign up. And that means that people who are eligible may actually be leaving really important benefits on the table.
And how do these plans help people save money or make their healthcare a little easier to manage?
That's a great question. So these plans actually coordinate both your Medicare and your Medicaid benefits. And that way it makes it easier for you to not just use your coverage, but to make sure that you're using all of the benefits that are available to you. In addition to that, it can also help lower your out-of-pocket costs. And most people that are eligible for DSNPs manage at least one chronic condition. And that's why these DSNP plans are so important, because they help coordinate your care. So that could include things like helping you track your doctor's appointments, helping support your medication needs, connecting you to support services for things like housing or caregiver support, or even helping you stay current with your preventive care by making sure that you get to your annual wellness visits or your screenings. So these are really important benefits and really good reason for folks to make sure that they sign up.
Where can people go if they want to find more information, see if they qualify, or sign up for one of these plans?
Absolutely. So in order to get more information, we really encourage folks to visit our website, which is getdual.com. And you can learn all about the DSNP programs there, as well as information about, whether or not you qualify. And you can even get information about how to sign up there. But I also want to share with you all, Abby, that there's also extra benefits that may be available to folks who sign up for these D-SNP plans. And this is where these programs really make a big difference, because not only can you get things like your prescription drug coverage, but many of these D-SNP plans offer additional benefits like vision, hearing, and dental checkups, or even cleanings. They could even cover things like rides back and forth from your doctor's appointment. And they can even help you purchase over-the-counter drugs like painkillers. Many of these D-SNP plans also offer additional benefits for people that have qualifying chronic conditions. So, for example, if you've got diabetes, you may be able to get help with getting for paying for your healthy groceries like produce, or even paying for your utility bills like your water or your light bill. I do want to remind people, Abby, that it's really important to check what benefits are available to you, because they do vary by plan. So it's important to educate yourself. And again, just use that website, getdual.com, where you can get a lot more information there.
Marian, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be with you, Abby, and have a great day.
Weight loss medications have helped millions of people, but when you stop taking them, things can get tricky. Weight creeps back, energy drops, and motivation fades. So how can you keep your progress going naturally? Joining us is Shawn Wells, a biochemist and dietitian known for his work with Tonum Health, to share what new research is revealing. Welcome, Shawn.
Thank you for having me on.
What makes coming off a GLP-1 medication such a challenge for so many people?
It's a great question. When 16% of the population is currently on or has taken GLP-1s, and we actually think that number is much larger because of compounding pharmacies and people ordering direct from websites, and they're experiencing side effects that they didn't bargain for, like constipation, fatigue, heartburn, diarrhea, so many different side effects. And it's really the weight loss that they're losing is majority bone and muscle. Up to 60% is bone and muscle, not the ideal fat mass that most people are wanting to lose. And so they're ending up with more side effects than they wanted. And then that leads to about 2 out of 3 people getting off of these medications within 12 months. And then when they get off of them, almost all of those people gain all of the weight back, and majority of it is fat mass that they're gaining back. So really a not ideal scenario in terms of side effects and long-term health implications.
And you've been studying ways to support metabolism naturally. What kind of supplements or nutrients have shown real promise?
Yes, there's an amazing supplement from Tonum Health, Tonum, and the product is Motus, Motus, and it's studied by Duke University and really a gold standard pharmaceutical level trial that goes for 6 months, and actually participants are being studied on an extension of another 6 to 12 months, so up to 18 months out for really that pharma level study. And what is being seen with these study participants is 10.5% weight loss across the 6 months and 14.5% weight loss for those that have excellent diet and exercise, 87% of which is fat mass. And that's really unprecedented. One, that weight loss is rivaling many of these medications, but two, that percent of fat mass loss is really dramatically different. And then when we talk about the cost of these injections, $1,300 a month, it can not only be costly in terms of your pocketbook, but certainly costly potentially to your health and long-term health implications.
And what are your top tips for maintaining a healthy weight and energy without relying on medication?
Well, certainly I think taking Tonum Motus would be one of the ways that I would look at, because we see energy improve, fat metabolism improve, inflammation go down, sleep improve. All of these biomarkers for longevity improve, so people feel healthier along their weight loss journey instead of much worse. And certainly GLP-1 has improved as well, and appetite and insulin sensitivity, just like those medications. But I would add in eating a whole food diet. I would add in certainly hydrating well with electrolytes and getting exercise, moving your body, These things really are important. And just like in our study, we saw much better results when you added in that healthy diet and exercise. I do think that part is very important.
And where can our viewers go for more information?
Sure. Tonum.com, Tonum, tonum.com. And the product is Motus, Motus.
Shawn, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Ever feel like work is changing faster than we can keep up? A new study at Trevise University says there may be a silent standoff between what employers need and what employees think they're ready for, especially with AI moving in. Joining us to share how to close the gap are Dave Barnett, Trevise Chief Administrative Officer, and Scarlett Howery, Trevise Vice President of Strategic Partnerships. Welcome to the show, you two.
Hello. For having us.
Scarlett, big question first. Do employees have the skills to stay employable and successful over the next 5 years?
Well, it depends on who you talk to. In fact, we surveyed over 1,500 workers and another 500 employers. And we wanted to understand the state of the workforce in this age of AI. And what we found is that there truly is this silent standoff, the difference between what's happening now and what's coming next. Right now, employers and workers believe they're doing everything that they can and they have the skills that they need. However, both sides are concerned about what comes next. Do they have the skills for the AI roles of the future? That's why it's so important for both sides to communicate effectively. Employers should be communicating what roles and what skills are needed around the same way in which employees should then be taking advantage of those upskilling solutions. The time is now to really bridge this skill gap and ensure that workers gain the skills that they need for the jobs of the future.
And Dave, where's the disconnect between what employers think versus what employees believe in, and what happens when those views are so far apart?
Yeah, there's lots of risk in the divergent points of view right now. There's risk that we stall innovation. There's risk that we don't equip our workforces to leverage the new tools that are becoming part of the workplace. There's lots of things that can come from this, but we see that 85% of workers today feel well equipped to do their jobs. But simultaneously, 69% of employers worry that those same workforce lacks the skills to be successful. And as we think about moving the workforce forward, 75% of employers claim they're doing enough to upskill and reskill, while nearly 1/3 of workers say their employer is simply falling short. This standoff where one population is looking at the other and looking to them to answer the question creates risk. We have to understand together, what are the skills we need tomorrow to leverage new tools like AI? How does that show up? And how do we get there?
And Scarlett, beyond AI, what other key takeaways stood out from your study?
Yeah, the most interesting thing in this survey was that upskilling and reskilling is not just a nice to have. It's absolutely critical. If you're currently earning a degree or if you're doing upskilling right now and you believe that's all you're going to need the rest of your career, you probably need to rethink that. In fact, in the survey, we talked to those employees about their desire to upskill and reskill and found that 44% of them said that they would even use their personal time to upskill and reskill, which is really a nice thing to hear. That means they're taking it serious. Now, we need to, as a university, DeVry and other universities, to partner with industries and companies to help them to build pathways so that they get the skills that they needed, and they also provide access to their employees and meet them where they are. Really, the critical piece here is to make sure that those skills align to what the jobs are in the future, and we provide access no matter where their employees are right now.
And Dave, where do you see the biggest untapped human potential inside today's workforce?
Yeah, we talk so much about AI, we talk so much about technological skills, but the reality is there's certain things that make us uniquely human. There's those durable skills, or as some call them soft skills, that matter so much. Things like problem solving, critical thinking, empathy are even more important today than they were just a few years ago. 78% of the employers we surveyed said those durable skills are the new job security. And 63% of workers agree. It's not technology or people, it's technology and people. How do we bring new tools online, and how do we leverage those strengths that make us uniquely human so that we can overall elevate our workforce and our organizations.
And for anyone who wants to see the full study or resources to skill up, where should they go?
Yeah, to find out more, you can visit us at devry.edu.
Scarlett, Dave, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
With food prices climbing, so many families, especially in rural communities, are struggling to afford healthy, nutritious meals. That's why country music star Luke Bryan has joined forces again with Bear and Feeding America through the Take Care Now campaign. They're celebrating 10 years of helping families put food on the table. Joining us is Brian Leake, Director of U.S. External Communications at Bear, to talk about the difference this campaign is making. Welcome, Brian.
Thanks so much for having me, Abby. Appreciate it.
Brian, let's start with what families are going through right now. How are the rising food costs affecting people across the country, especially here in rural areas?
Yeah, rising food costs, food inflation, those type of things have had a significant impact on Americans. And according to Feeding America, more than 47 million Americans are food insecure. And what additional research shows is that 90% of Americans are really kind of changing their shopping habits and their spending habits. Now, the impact that we've seen is on rural communities where there's been a 12% decline in the food quality that some of these communities have had access to compared to more urban areas. So what that means is there's more stress, there's more anxiety, and that there's less access to nutritious food. So it's not always about hunger or just about hunger. It's also about health.
And this marks 10 years of Bear partnering with Luke Bryan. How did that partnership come about, and what have you been able to accomplish together through the years?
So Luke has been just a fantastic partner in working with us for now 10 years in implementing our Take Care Now campaign. And really what this three-way partnership is Luke has really leaned into helping provide the credibility. He's got rural community ties. He's son of a Georgia peanut farmer. He does some farming on his own as well. And then Feeding America, who have a network of nationwide food banks that help ensure that we get these donated meals to areas that need them the most. And through this partnership, we have now donated, as Bear, 10 million meals in the last 10 years. So we've done that. We've educated thousands of families about nutrition and helping them ensure that they're kind of taking the right steps to ensure that they've got the right diet for their families. And one, I would say, fun aspect of this, just this past fall, in addition to the donations from a Bear standpoint and that sort of thing, Luke challenged his fans at his farm tour concert to donate food and bring canned and dry food items to his concerts. That resulted in more than 20,000 pounds of food being donated. So it was really gratifying being on site and seeing the truckloads of food being hauled away to food pantries to kind of replenish their stocks. And it was a really great example of the power of partnering with a superstar like Luke and the difference that can be made.
And that campaign focuses on what you call hidden hunger. Can you explain what that is and why it's such an important part of addressing food insecurity?
Yeah, a lot of people are, I think, familiar with the term food insecurity, but maybe less so hidden hunger. And hidden hunger is the idea that individuals may have enough calories, their bellies may be, feel full, but they're not getting the right nutrients, and things like fiber and iron and calcium and things like that are necessary to be healthy. So long-term absence of some of these important vitamins and minerals can lead to long-term health consequences. So our campaign helps connect the dots between agriculture, between nutrition and health, and ensure that we're trying to provide the right information and educate individuals on the importance of getting that balanced meal, because nutrition is just as important as filling the plate.
And for families here in New Mexico who want to help, what's the best way to get involved and support the community?
So I encourage folks, if they're able to, reach out to your local food bank and see if, either donating or your time as a volunteer, or even, donating canned or dry food to your food bank. This time of year with Thanksgiving, right around the corner, a lot of food banks are in need of some of that food. So that would be the first, kind of call to action that I would challenge your viewers to consider. Secondly, and this is an easy way, is go on your social media channels and use hashtag Here's to the Farmer. That helps raise awareness around hidden hunger and food insecurity. And then finally, to learn more a little bit about what Bayer's doing, some of the programs that we have in place and some resources, head to bayer.us/farm tour.
Brian, I love what y'all are doing, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Abby, thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
The holidays are almost here, and for many families, that means hitting the road or even the skies to celebrate together. But how do you bring that cozy home for the holidays feeling when you travel? Well, joining us today from the Let It Dough Suite in New York City is Emily Kaufman, better known as the Travel Mom. She's teaming up with Club Wyndham and Pillsbury to share the latest holiday travel trends and how families can keep their favorite traditions alive even while they're away from home. Welcome to the show, Emily. How are you?
Hi, it's great to be with you, and greetings from New York City. As you mentioned, I'm at the Club Wyndham Midtown 45 in their Let It Dough Suite, because Club Wyndham has teamed up with Pillsbury to create this iconic suite.
And you've traveled the world helping families make the most of their getaways. What are some of the biggest travel trends you've been seeing this holiday season?
Well, we're seeing that people are really looking for immersive experiences. They want to step into the places they're visiting, and they want to maintain some of those holiday traditions that are meaningful to them. And this Let It Dough Suite allows you to do both of those things.
And a lot of families want to celebrate but keep their traditions going. What are some creative ways to do that while you're on the road or staying somewhere new?
Well, if you look at a place that's really a home away from home like this is, you can continue to do that. And they've decked this place out. They've got the cinnamon roll themed bedroom. There's a fun photo booth. You can make phone calls directly to the Pillsbury Doughboy with baking tips. And here's the best part about this suite. The refrigerator comes fully stocked with Pillsbury baking products. So you can make your cinnamon rolls or your cookies right here in this suite. And don't worry if you run out, there's an on-demand cookie concierge that is available to help and replenish these any time of the day.
That's amazing. The partnership between Club Wyndham and Pillsbury, that just sounds like a lot of fun. Can you tell us more about this dough suite and what makes it so special?
They've got it completely decorated. There's a fabulous Christmas tree that's in here that's so festive and so fun. I love that you can spread out. I'm a grandmother, and having a multi-generation trip here would be ideal for me. And you're steps away from the magic of New York City. And when it comes to holiday season, New York comes to life.
All right, before we wrap up, where can our viewers learn more about these holiday offerings or maybe even book a stay?
Sure, they can learn more at clubwyndham.com/Pillsbury.
Emily, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for tuning in and checking out New Mexico Rising. If you want to be on our show, email us at newmexicorising@gmail.com or visit our website at newmexicorising.com. Be sure to follow us on social media on Instagram and Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at New Mexico Rising. That was our show, New Mexico Rising. You take care, and we'll see you next week.